Good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Every day we come together to explore life. Why not? What else do we got to do? In fact, that's all we have to do is to explore life because life is here for us. So the thing I want to talk about today is a lot of things are happening to a lot of people. Events, circumstances, jobs, people moving in, people moving out. Everything that happens is for our own expansion. Everything that happens is for the other person's expansion. We live in an infinite universe. And if we live in an infinite universe, there's something in our DNA, our spiritual DNA, that desires to expand and grow, to create, and to have greater experiences. Let me do that again. Let me repeat. Everything is a catalyst to expand. What do you think about that? Do you believe that that's true? Or do you believe that things happen to you for no reason whatsoever? I think a lot of times people don't see it that way because they've been numbed down. They've been numbed down to believe that they're victims instead of being powerful creators. One of the things that we don't understand all the time, we forget, is that we have the ability to perceive. Our perceptions are based on our beliefs. Our beliefs are thought patterns that we've created based on our past. Beliefs are not necessarily good or not necessarily bad. They're just a thought pattern that has a lot of emotion attached to it. And when you have that thought pattern with a lot of emotion attached to it, it forms a perception. That perception tells you how you're going to see the universe. I.e., a man who's had many, many relationships with a partner, and that partner, it hasn't worked out, forms an idea in their head that relationships are difficult. Relationships are painful. Not realizing that the perception he has about relationships is creating the relationships. And he'll go back to that very first relationship, which he believed was horrible, bring that energy into the next relationship, creates that, bring that into the third relationship, and it goes down, it forms a cycle. And somewhere along the line, we've got to sort of stop and say, I'm going to create a new cycle of life. Here's the other thing. You can't run away from your past. You have to accept it. You have to accept your past as it is and realize that whatever happened in your past was about a stimuli, a catalyst for you to expand and for you to grow. Everything in your past is a stimulus for you to grow. And so what's happening in your life now that's causing you controversy? Are you hiding from it? Are you running away from it? If you are, it's inside you. It's inside your gut, and you can feel it in your gut, because when your gut is upset, guess what, gang? It's telling you you haven't dealt with it. You've put emotional charge behind it. And let me just bring this out. Why would you put a negative emotional charge to anything if you knew it was going to affect you mentally, physically? It was going to affect your relationships. Why would you put a charge? And if you have put a charge to run away from it, the charge is still there. To think that the charge doesn't exist, it's still there. This is why love, the definition of love that I use, is pure acceptance. If I can accept something that's happening to me, if I can accept something that someone has done, if I can accept a person as they are, that means that I can minimize any emotional impact to me. I'm in control by how I perceive that situation. One of my friends, Dr. John DeMartini, goes into quite depth on it, that the source of all depression and the source of all anxiety are unrealistic expectations. Most of the time that you've set for yourself and that others have set for you and that you've bought into. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to examine what are your expectations. Yeah, I don't know what they are for you. Only you know. Know this. You will always be challenged. And if you go back and you reflect on your life, you've been challenged. You think you've eliminated a challenge, another one comes in. You think you've eliminated that, another one comes in. You think you've left that relationship, oh, it shows up in another. You think you've left that relationship, it shows up in another. Because everything is about our expansion. And until we expand, we're going to have that same circumstance repeat over and over and over. So let me just say this. If you think if you expand with everything, that everything's going to be peaceful and easy and joyful, no, because the more you expand, the more you're given to expand more, because it's an eternal journey. It's a journey unfolding your infinite possibilities, your infinite potential within life. So the second we can accept the change is constant, oh my God, life gets so much easier. We find so much inner peace. We find that we're able to deal with situations so much quicker than we could have ever imagined before. This is quite a deep talk. I'm giving you just some surface level ideas on it because it's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong work. It's a daily process. It's a moment by moment process. And here's the key thing. Just know you don't have to go anywhere to become empowered. The power that you are seeking is right where you are. Know that. Know that the power you are seeking is right where you are. It doesn't go anywhere else. It's right there with you. So with that, that's my message today. The greatest thing you can do when you're amidst a problem, slow down, take some deep breaths. And if you know how, meditate. If you don't know how, learn to meditate. Quiet your mind. You become its master. Don't let it master you. Until next time, know that you are loved. Aloha.